What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, The Fett, and I'm here today to do another weekly recap around major sports. What's up, everybody? I just want to say, please keep checking out our website. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, do whatever you guys do. We would love to hear from you guys. We're not getting as much love as we think we should be, but that's not important to us as we continue to work through the infancy stages of this year. So, jumping into sports, well, there's a lot to talk about here. So, I'm going to start off at the bottom with college football, okay? Ohio State, they just received a transfer from Georgia, one of the top recruits in the last 2 years. He's a quarterback, Justin Fields. The NCAA has approved his waiver, which means he is able to enroll and be the starter immediately if Ohio State's Ryan Day deems him as a starting quarterback. So, what does that mean? Well, seems like in college football, we're entering a period of free agency, which is what the transfer portal was successfully doing. With the transfer portal, basically, guys can choose to stay at the school and they can still put in a transfer request, which opens them up to being contacted by other coaches, other programs. So, for instance, I'm a big Penn State fan. I've noticed we've had a lot of guys enter. 7 to 10 guys have entered, but they're not guys that are starters. They're guys special teams, and basically what's happening with that is these guys are unhappy with playing time. They're unhappy with the coaching staff, the school, yada yada yada. So they enter the transfer portal. They seek to be recruited by another program where they seem to think that they're going to get more playing time. They admit that they're going to transfer. The NCAA goes through some protocol issues, and then boom, you're able to transfer. Justin Fields gets his waiver. He is able to take part in spring ball, which is huge for him considering he is going to be probably the starter this year at Ohio State. It gives him a full preseason under his belt to learn the offense before September comes around. So, Justin Fields, welcome to the Big Ten from the SEC. As a Penn State fan, I am terrified because of the type of athlete you are, and you played in the SEC, so you know already. Major college football. With another issue I saw in the college football world, there was an article I read. Okay, it says that the Clemson head coach, Clemson may have given players PEDs, may have given PEDs to players on accident. No, I'm sorry. If this is true, if these players are tested and they do fail for PEDs, I'm going to be a huge voice in voicing that Clemson should forfeit that championship. You can't accidentally give your team PEDs. Why are there even PEDs around you in your facility? I mean, geez, come on. And if the NCAA, pardon me, if the NCAA is going to be soft about this and let these guys keep their title, then I don't know what's happening in college football. At the end of the day, you don't maybe give your players PEDs. You shouldn't even have PEDs around them, regardless of a personal stance. If coaching staff's taking them to work out or whatever, PEDs don't belong anywhere in the locker room or near the locker room. So that's new. My Penn State piece of information I'm passing out this week is a lot of people are hyping us up. This year we got two of the best running backs. We got Devin Ford and Noah Cain, recruit-wise, both freshmen, and they're going to replace Miles Sanders. And Miles Sanders, I have to say, did a heck of a job replacing Saquon Barkley. Now, he didn't replace Saquon Barkley. All he did basically was acquire enough yards that we had a decent running game. He had a 1,000-yard season. He looked great. He looked explosive. Not quite the same speed as Saquon, but when we're talking about hard to bring down a ball carrier, it is Miles Sanders. He is tough to bring down. So I was very excited to read that there was an article seeing that, perhaps, we have become RBU, but we will always be linebacker U. We have rich history. We have rich history of running backs dating back to Franco Harris at Penn State. So it's not a stretch for me to be LBU and RBU. So that's college football. Let me jump into college basketball now. So college basketball, my Terps, number 24 in the nation. They got a big game tonight. They'll be playing Purdue. Have not had a lot of luck last week. I think they went 1-2. They lost to two guys. The Illinois loss really hurt, as well as the loss to Wisconsin. So Maryland falls to 24. They play number 12 Purdue tonight in Maryland. It's a home game. It's huge. It would put us back in the hunt for the Big Ten title if we were to win. But at this point, I would just want to win to help us get into the big dance. I want to see Coach T lead this young group of talent into the land of 64. Moving on, Duke has swept Virginia in the ACC. Duke is just looking unstoppable. I mean, I keep seeing clips of Zion blocking people's shots and 14 feet in the air, and just crazy stuff. I don't know if the shot was 14 feet out or if they're claiming Zion jumped 14 feet, but the dude is an absolute talent. Him and RJ at Duke are just terrorizing right now. Duke is my favorite to win the national title. But even though Virginia gets swept by Duke, they still find a way to beat the Tar Heels. Roy Williams, they lost. MJ was in the house. They were at home. Somehow Virginia pulls up the upset and beats North Carolina. Not really an upset if you look at the rankings, but for North Carolina being at home, having MJ in the house, and all the hype surrounding this game, this was a bad L for them. Another thing I want to bring up is Kansas's loss to Kansas State. When I was in the military, I followed Kansas State. I liked Kansas State. I still like Kansas State. I know they don't have Frank Martin, but I love to see the Jayhawks lose. This is a basketball school only, so when I hear they lose to their in-state rival, I love it. KU, you're overrated, and you're a crappy basketball school. You get a lot of great recruits, great talent. You play in kind of a soft Big 12, but everybody views you as the king of the Midwest, and I think we're slowly seeing that fade away. So that's my college football and basketball roundup. Moving gears to pro football. The first thing I want to talk about is I want to give a shout out to Eric Reed securing a long-term deal with the Panthers. I believe they signed him to a 3-year deal. He's one of the best safeties. I don't care about his stance. I don't care about him kneeling. I don't care about anything other than his football performance. One of the things I've noticed on my show, and I've noticed that people are not a fan of the kneeling. Where here we are talking about the sport. I'm not talking about people's personal life, what they believe in, their political stance, nothing. All I care about is the football aspect. Eric Reed is a great safety, and he benefits the Panthers being their starter. So without further ado, mad props to Eric Reed. You did it, buddy. You got your long-term contract. You made your stance with Cap. You made your voice heard. Now you're rewarded with a deal after your performance on the field, and that's how it should be. NFL teams need to stop worrying about the off-the-field antics, issues, because to the regular football person like me, that shit don't matter. It does not matter to me. Eric Reed is a good football player. Stop making him the scapegoat for the Colin Kaepernick kneeling situation. Stop bringing up the kneeling situation. Just let these guys play. They want to take their voice and use it as a platform. Let them. Just let them. It doesn't bother your life. Okay? It doesn't impede you to watch a sport. So that's what I got for Eric Reed. I got Kareem Hunt has earned a second shot. John Dorsey with the Browns decides to give him another chance, despite his domestic violence issue happening in Cleveland. Now, Kareem Hunt is a local Northeast Ohio boy. He went to Toledo. He is an Ohioan to the T. I think this dude is going to be good. Unfortunately, he's in a clogged backfield now. He's going to come in fourth or even third on the depth chart behind Duke and Nick Chubb because they are the starters, respectively, with Duke being the third down back. My other NFL note, this kind of ties into baseball. Baseball is going to be my next segment, so I'm going to hop right into it because this is an issue on both sides. Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's high school profile says he's 5'8". His college football profile says he's 6 foot. Okay, this man is trying to forego baseball. He's going to have to pay back his signing bonus with the A's because he is putting all his eggs into the jar of pro football, of him being a quarterback. Now, Heisman trophies do things to people I normally don't recommend, and that would be Johnny Manziel. Okay, that's what I'm using this as. Unfortunately, Kyler Murray fits the same mold as Baker Mayfield. Nobody is giving this guy a chance at being the number one prospect in this class. And he very well could be. He's a great athlete. And we saw with Baker Mayfield last year, wasn't really projected number one. A lot of people didn't have him going to the Browns, but he did. Now, the same thing can be said to Kyler Murray and whoever takes him, whoever needs a quarterback. Personally, I would not be surprised to see the Giants try to trade up and snag this guy. But that's my opinion. So Kyler Murray, focus on football, forgoes baseball, is going to have to pay his salary back to the A's. But there are rumors that the A's are going to make another offer to keep him in the baseball world. My next thing, Corey Kluber. There's talks of him being traded during the winter meetings in this offseason. There is now a report saying that there is no chance Corey Kluber gets traded. So happy news for you Indians fans. There is also a rumor going around, and here we are again still talking about where is Manny Machado and Bryce Harper at. Pitchers and catchers are reporting they still have not signed, but I'm reading reports of the Yankees offering Manny $220 million. And let me just say, this terrifies me if this is the true number, because Manny wants $300 million. 220 isn't bad. Depending on some of the contract details, years, obviously, the ballpark figure of 220 might be the most he's been offered. I don't really know of anybody else that can really throw that money besides the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Dodgers, but here they are. While the Giants have somewhat become the favorite in land Harper, with Steve Kerr advocating for them, the media blowing it up, there's a good chance that now Bryce Harper could be a Giant staying in the NL. So that's all I have for baseball. Let's keep moving. The NHL, the Pens beat the Triers in Philadelphia 4-1. Yes, they did. Rookie goaltender got torched. Murray had 50 saves. They end a 4-game skid. They beat the hated rival. Next weekend, they play again in Philly for the outdoor series. I advise you people to watch that because that's going to be at the link. The Ducks have fired their head coach, Randy Carlyle. Joe Thornton has moved past Gordie Howe on the all-time assist. He is now 9th all-time. And let me tell you something about Joe Thornton. Joe Thornton's done it the right way, people. He's played, I think, with one franchise his whole career. And he's taken cuts. He's an older player. He obviously wants to stay in San Jose. He loves it. He's made it through all the cuts in the roster changeover. And look now, the Sharks are in first place, and Joe Thornton is still there. My other note I have on here for hockey is Tavares has come out, and he has said he has no regrets leaving the Islanders. No regrets. Well, that makes me bittersweet towards him because John Tavares is a great talent, but this Islanders franchise drafted you. They made you the figurehead. They put your face. You were their franchise player, dude, and you just left them high and dry. They were hoping to re-sign you. They were willing to pay you, but you said no. So moving on with the NBA, I got a couple things here I'm going to read off real quick. KD versus the media. Who wins? Is it a love-hate affair? KD, just stop talking to the media, man. They're never going to paint you in the right picture after what you did joining Golden State, not KC, sorry. So I don't understand why you're even trying to have this conversation with the media. On here, Jeremy Lin agrees to a buyout with the Atlanta Hawks and is now moving to Toronto. That adds to their backcourt depth now. With Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, it is a nice combo back there to have Jeremy Lin. Because regardless of his numbers in Atlanta and the declining numbers because of his age, he still is a good point guard. He still distributes the basketball. The NBA is investigating Ben Simmons and the Lakers. Elton Brand told him as the Sixers GM he was not able to reach out to Magic. Magic wants to talk to him and deal with him. Brand does not give Simmons his blessing, and now there's an investigation for the 76ers and Lakers. The Rockets, are they real or are they fake? Harden with his 30th game of 30 or more points this season. That's unreal. To me, that's Kobe-like. And because the only person I remember that just scores in bunches like that is Kobe. Kobe, to me, is the greatest scorer of all time. Kobe Bryant, one-on-one, against everybody. As much as I hate to say it, as much as I hate the Lakers, Kobe Bryant's a beast. The Knicks continue to lose. They lose 17 straight to my Cavs. They lost the other night and have officially the worst record in the NBA, taking over the NBA. OKC duo, Russ 10 straight triple-doubles. It is amazing.